Up and Adams on a Wednesday, baby. We got a Gronk sighting here on the show. That Top Gun thing on the beach, the Bahamas, Baker's Bay. We're going to get into all of it with Gronk. And we have this is a big treat, in studio, an Olympic gold medal winning track superstar, Athing. Mo is here live. I ran a 40 downstairs in the parking lot. You're going to see that. It's going to be really fun. Pool, yeah. And then we got Gronk. We're going to tell you one thing about somebody that they call mini Gronk, basically. Michael Mayer of Notre Dame fame. We got all that coming up on the show right now. The Northern Kentucky Gronk is what they call the Notre Dame tight end. So we'll see if Gronk even knows that. We'll talk to him about Tom Brady. We'll talk to him about Mac Jones. Devin McCourty coming on my show saying Mac Jones is the guy. Is he getting shopped? We're going to get into that because things are a bit spicy in New England. This is PFT. This is Mike Florio reporting yesterday the Patriots are shopping Mac. I'm surprised by this, not because Mac, doesn't deserve to be shopped. I mean, he has had some legit promising moments so far in his young career, but really more so because what is the plan for Kraft and Company up there? What do they do if they get rid of him? Apparently, this is a result of things getting a little not cute between Belichick and Mac. Tom Curran, my friend, who I know and love and very much trust, who's been around the team a lot and knows all these things, he's reporting that Mac Jones called his Alabama coaches during the season asking for advice on how to properly run his offense with a defensive coach in Matt Patricia with that laminated sheet and that pencil behind his ear calling the shots. And according to Curran, that, quote, really pissed Bill off. Ugh, this is ugly. It's really ugly, and I don't know, even if he stays there, how does it not get uglier? I know a lot of this is coming from some sources that we don't know, and there's reports, and we all like to say reports. Let's not forget that we did get glimpses of some mounting tension, and there is what I would consider not a smoking gun, but this is circumstantial evidence, if we were in court, right, of something not working. This is Mac and the staff. This is as the year progresses. Now, remember, and this was, I think, Thursday Night Football. It was a primetime game. It was against a division rival, and the Bills. It's heated. I get it. But it also isn't the only circumstantial evidence that we Twitter people and we media people can point to. It wasn't isolated, so there's probably some real smoke to this story, in my opinion. Bill, though, no matter how pissed you are, can you really roll into this nightmare of an AFC East this year against Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, and Tua with Bailey Zappi leading the charge? I was there I was in the stands. It was Cowboys, it was Packers at Lambeau. It was Patriots, obviously. And Bailey Zappi comes in there, and everyone's screaming for him, and everyone's excited. That's who you're going to go with, though, for real? Is this, unless we're setting the table for a Lamar Hall, which is crazy because that would mean that you think you're contending for a Super Bowl to bring him in. Or are we just restarting, hitting reset and retooling with another rookie this year? Teams that might be interested, we're hearing Texans. I heard Raiders, Buccaneers, which is interesting, Commanders, all mentioned as possible trade destinations for Mac. But whether he sticks around, at this point, it does sound like things are getting pretty spicy up in Foxy Town. It is draft season. These trades, these sort of things are going to be talked about. There will be moves made ahead of what goes on during, what is it, Kelsey Jam, Marissa? Kelsey Jam down. We were talking about Travis Kelce. We'll talk to Gronk about that too. But it's all about the quarterbacks, right? We're talking about Mac to start the show. We talk about this. We are underreacting, my friends, to how good of a draft this can be for the defensive side of the ball. And listen, I am guilty. I'm a fantasy football girl. I like it when there's 100 points scored in every game, if possible. I love talking about the quarterbacks. So that's why we do need to take some time to acknowledge some of the special talent on the other side of the ball. Now, I'm a big Daniel Jeremiah gal, so I used his rankings. All right, Bryce Young, fine. You've got Bijan Robinson. Fine. 4 of his 6 top prospects are defensive players. What does that mean? It means that thanks to, the Black Friday-esque mad dash that we will see from teams at the top of the, draft grabbing quarterbacks, the teams in need of defensive pieces, and I'm talking to you, Lions, I'm talking to you, Cardinals, Seahawks, very intriguing, was listening to the Ringer NFL podcast. They're very intrigued by what the Seahawks are doing this draft. And I'd say the Raiders. These are teams that need defense. You have the chance to go get some really great talent at a serious value. So I thought we could this morning start the day with taking some time to introduce you to some of that top talent right now. So we're going to start with the guy, consensus top dog, edge rusher in this draft, Alabama's Will Anderson Jr. Okay, here's what you need to know. This is a menace when it comes to getting after the quarterback. He's racked up 27.5 sacks, 48 tackles for loss over his last 2 seasons at Bama while they're talking to Mac Jones about how to run the offense. Okay, he's racked up a pretty solid trophy case. Look at this, all right? Obscene collection of hardware, the national championship, multiple National Defensive Player of the Year awards, the Lott Award in recognition of his character, and this list even includes something that no one in the history of Alabama football has ever done. For a school that has 13 national championships, 8 Pro Football Hall of Famers, 25 College Football Hall of Famers, 4 Heisman winners, and turns up pro to pro to pro to pro to pro. Anderson became the first player in Bama history to be a consensus All-American in back-to-back seasons. Now, you sprinkle a little 4.6 40 along with that production. There it is. Let me tell you, I ran the 40 this morning. It did not look like that. We'll get to that in a bit. Then you have rave reviews about what kind of man he is. What kind of guy he'll be on a team, in a locker room, on a field, representing the NFL Shield. And I don't think there's any way, if you put all that in a blender, that you can spit out him making it past 3 if the Cardinals stay put. If they don't make a trade, if Arizona moves down, the Seahawks might scoop him up at 5. I get that, but it's hard to see him falling any further than that. The next guy I want to talk about is Texas Tech edge rusher Tyree Wilson, okay? Now, Anderson, we just talked about, this is an explosive jump-off-the-page guy. But Wilson's claim to fame, he's a mountain of a man. Look at how big he is out there. Unreal. So here's his measurements, right? 6'6", 271, and get this wingspan recorded at 86 inches. Okay. What does that really mean? Let's put it into perspective. That is longer than the average giraffe's neck, okay? Or the length of an entire buffalo, but to harken back to my days safaring in Africa over the summer. Good luck trying to beat him to the punch as an O-lineman. Good luck. NFL, bring your best. Good luck. His frame, his strength, he's drawing comparisons to the guy that nobody gets compared to, J.J. Watt. And it's probably not a coincidence, given Tyree admitted that he's modeling his game and has modeled his game after J.J. while growing up in Henderson, Texas. So where do I see him? The Ringer likes the Seahawks. I like the Seahawks. I could see him going to Seattle. He can bolster their front at 5. Atlanta, they pick at 8. I could see that. Him, a veteran, and Calais Campbell. Imagine him absorbing via osmosis from Calais Campbell. Are you kidding me? How about Detroit? Aiden Hutchinson, want a friend? That would be scary to even think about. Finally, I want to talk about one of the top cornerback prospects in this draft, and it's Devin Witherspoon. He's out of Illinois. You need to know him. Listen, people, it's not all about the quarterbacks and the shiny pieces up top. No, this guy's going to change the complexion of an entire team and a defense. He didn't start playing football until his junior year of high school, late to the game, but quick learner, figured it out. He earned consensus All-American honors this past season for the Illini, okay? Illini, I didn't get into their journalism program, so I'm not a big fan of that school, but I like him. He's not the biggest corner. We like a little guy, 5'11 and a half, $181, but he has made a reputation for himself as far as attitude and being a wrecking ball. He's gone viral multiple times. You're taking a look at right now. Oh my God, why is he so mad? Oh boy. That's the kind of stuff I want to see in the NFL. It's just true. He's laying out receivers and running backs, and he's physical, and that sort of thing goes a long way. And when you think physical corners, the first guy I think about is a guy who has a cat named Snowflake, and his name's Marlon Humphrey. Him and Denzel Ward, that's the sort of comparisons that he is drawing. We haven't seen a ton of corners go in the top 5 historically, and obviously Sauce came in last year and popped on the scene and is getting endorsements and getting all the love. And getting Sauce, I think, makes teams a little bit more likely to take a swing on a guy like Witherspoon. It all matters. And I've seen a lot of mock drafts have him in the 5 through 8 range to either the Seahawks. I've seen it to the Lions, the Raiders. Raiders keep popping up, the Falcons. Wherever he ends up, opposing receivers, they got to be ready for some of those layouts because that is some WWE George Kittle stuff if I've ever seen it. All right, we've got a big show coming up next. What if I told you we had an Olympic gold medalist coming up who runs faster than a Prius over here? Unbelievable. And she's a Fashion Week model, and I wore flats today. Hi, how are you?
Good.
It's This is a treat. Look at that smile. Joyful is the way she describes her running style. We've got one of the most talented guests ever on the show for you today. 20 years old, smashing dozens of track and field records. What's the streak at right now? 13?
I lost track of count.
Oh, okay, we'll get to that. A two-time Olympic gold winner and the youngest woman. Do you understand? Do you understand out there? The youngest woman in history to own Olympic and world titles in an individual track and field. The sky is the limit for the one and the only Athing Mo.
Woo!
You lost track?
I mean, I never actually counted, but other people have told me. I mean, it's not one of the things that I do. I'm just like, oh my God, I won again. No, I just run and hear the result from other people.
When you have a streak like that, do you feel like when you're training for your next race, do you feel the pressure a little more because you want to maintain it, or you just completely get it out of your head?
I feel like keeping a streak is one of those things where it's nice to have, but it's not like something I'm dying to make sure I keep, because it's just race by race versus it being world championships or Olympic championships. So it's not really that important, but when people emphasize it every time you're on the track, you definitely think about it, and it's like, okay.
Well, I'm sorry I started the show with it, but it's very exciting, and I'm rooting for you. Of course, I think everybody is. Now, you were just telling me you're new to LA, kind of.
Yeah.
By way of Texas, where you were at Texas A&M for a bit. What is your experience in LA been like so far?
LA's been great. I'm from Jersey, so I am a quote-unquote city girl. Not not in the way that you guys are thinking, but just being around a lot of city and a lot of things to do versus, Texas is a little bit smaller and more secluded, so it's nice to just be back in the environment where everything is easily accessible to me.
And I'm sure you're having fun, but you're also training your butt off. And you're training with Mr. Kersey, right? Bobby Kersey. So he's not only trained legends in your sport, but in the NFL, which is what our show talks about a lot. We're talking about Jerome Bettis, who's a Hall of Famer, Ty Law, who's a Patriot legend, Allison Felix, FloJo, everybody. What is it like to work with him?
I mean, it's awesome. He's definitely so knowledgeable, and I just know from talking to him, whether it's at practice or just over the phone when we were first initially starting our relationship, he just knows what he's doing. So I feel very safe with knowing that that's my coach, and knowing that he's going to take me to the next level.
Is he tough?
Yes.
Give me something like you've learned from him.
Well, he's definitely a mental and physical coach. So, as much as you're going to work hard your body, he's going to make sure that you're mentally tough as well. So there's some days where he'd be like, all right, guys, we have a really big one today. And we would go to the track mentally preparing ourselves for that, and us do the total opposite, or vice versa. He would not prepare us for a workout, and we'd still have to go out there and, wing it. So he's just one of those people who is a very well-rounded coach, and he knows the ins and outs of just being a professional track and field athlete.
And you and Brandon Miller train together?
We train together.
So what is that like? It sounds like a reality show.
Well,
can I help produce it? It sounds great. It could be on Bravo.
Correct. He loves to compete with me. He loves to try and get me whenever he can. If there's any space between us, or if there's any point in time where I'm 2 or 3 feet away from him, he will make sure he crosses the line before me. So he's a competitor. I just like to get my workout done.
Do you win more? Like, do you guys actually race each other?
Yeah, and I win every single time.
Do you really?
Of course I
Brandon
do.
Miller, we love you too. We're big support. We'll have you on tomorrow to tell your side of the story here. Okay, you went from Trenton, New Jersey, like you said, to A&M to Olympic gold in less than a year. What is driving you?
I don't know. I feel like it's goals in track. I think most of all because the only thing that has gotten me to the next level is running track and field. That's the reason why I went to college, the reason why I turned professional. It was for track and field. And so now that I've became an Olympic champion, world champion, I'm thinking about just trying to be better in my specific event and my race, and just PR. And I think just going out there, having fun, and trying to be the best to ever do it, and just think about those things you take away from what you've done, and you try and just shoot for the next thing, which is kind of helpful, kind of innocent at times because you're just throwing away all the things that you've done. But it's kind of hard sometimes because there's so much that you can do, but there's also so much that has already happened, so you just have to find a healthy balance in that.
Yeah, I'm around a lot of NFL players. I've covered that sport for over 10 years, and there's always a moment that, as a kid, these athletes realize I'm just a little different. Like
Yeah.
other kids are fast, and I have a superpower. So, and I really think speed is a super. I think being able to run fast is like the most incredible thing, and I'm so slow, so I can't do it. What was that moment for you? Because other people, I'm sure, saw your gift and your talent, and then obviously your hard work and work ethic. When did you yourself realize and get the confidence to be like, I want to do this more seriously?
Yeah, I feel like there's 2 points. Maybe 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, I ran at regionals, I believe, and I broke like 4 state records because I ran like 4 events. So I was like, oh, okay, actually pretty good at this. And then 2016, I watched Rio Olympics, and I saw a couple 800 runners. I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be professional, but I want to also win Olympic gold. And so I think at that moment I was like, okay, this is what I'm probably going to use, be as a professional, and this is probably where I'm going to take my career.
So what is the goal? And you're saying like you have track and field. That's why you went professional. You have these goals. You want to be the best to ever do it. What does that mean for people maybe who are watching that aren't familiar with what Michael Jordan would be or Tom Brady would be in your sport?
Yeah, I mean, I think it might just be stacking up wins.
So it's medals on medals.
Medals on medals.
Hardware.
Everyone wants to see you win. Everyone wants to see no one beating you. So, I mean, the best thing you can do is just go out there, compete, be the best, and continue to win.
Well, we want to cheer you on. So, Athing Mo, what is your next race? Is it Budapest?
Oh, no. We'll be running actually May 27th at UCLA right here in LA, and I'll be, competing with one of the best in the world. So you guys should definitely come out.
Who's that?
Just athletes from all over the world.
Everyone's coming in.
So everyone's coming in. It's going to be a pretty big
What
meet.
is like a day for you? Do you every day you run? No.
Well, today's my off day, actually.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you for hanging out with us in the morning on your off day.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 days a week, but they're intense. So post-workouts mostly when I get recovery and
Mr.
during training.
Take it easy. Like, wait,
I'm crying.
You're crying.
You gotta work hard to be the best.
And then how often do you think about the next Olympics? It's Paris 2024?
Yeah. I mean, we're definitely focusing on it like right now.
Really?
Yeah, you have to prepare.
Gosh. Okay. I know you manifest on Post-it notes, but I can't think. How do you do that? Tell me about that. I need to manifest more.
I mean, I feel like there's many ways. I think it just depends on the individual. Sometimes things just pop into my mind.
So you put these out. You literally do this. You put it on your mirror.
Little wall. Yeah.
On your little wall. Okay. So what would I do? So this is like, when do you do this? Like in the morning, whenever you're feeling like you have a goal.
Whenever something comes to my mind.
Okay. I'm gonna say. Okay. I'm not gonna tell you what it is.
Oh, I can definitely see.
Oh, hold on. We're not gonna show it. We're gonna hide it. But then I'll put it somewhere. And you're saying once you give me an example of a goal that you've put on there that you've gotten to take off of your wall.
Yeah. So freshman year, I definitely wrote. I wanted to win USA's, which was the national championships for Olympic trials. And so wrote that down. And once I got it, just when I got back home from being in Eugene, I made sure I just put a little square, checked it off, and just left it on the wall as one of the ones that were complete. And then following that, I said medal in Tokyo. Wow. And that's when I just wrote it, left it up there. Once I got back from Tokyo, put a square box and just checked it off.
Where do you keep the medal?
It's
somewhere.
It's in the garage.
It's in the garage. Is that true?
It's very true, actually.
Look at that thing.
It's very true.
Girl, I would carry that everywhere I go. I would just be swinging it around. You know,
it's pretty heavy.
Is it really?
Very heavy, actually.
Yeah, but you want more.
Probably would be tired of carrying it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's in the garage. You love to see it. Okay, so let's get into some of this other stuff that you're doing. I wanted to ask you just sort of about your disposition because it's so competitive, it's so crazy, and you use the word joyful.
Yeah.
Like there's literally a smile on your face sometimes. And I saw some of these images. You're smiling, and other people are like exhausted. And you're just like having this on. What is that? What are you tapping into?
Most of the time, I'm probably happy that I'm just like done running most of all. But I think joy has just been the main reason why I continue to run track. Since I was younger, I ran it because it was fun, because I had a community of people that were all competing, doing different events. This is where I met most of my long-term friends, and this is what has taken me so far just in life and taught me so many lessons. So whenever it turns into being or feeling more like a job is when it's like, why am I doing this? Like, I started this because it was fun, not because I wanted this to be my job or anything like that. And so just keeping the joy and the happiness in it and the just fun in it, I think it just definitely just drives me forward. It just keeps me driven in the sport.
Yeah.
So, very helpful.
I'm not a runner, and I don't believe in runner's high. When people say that to me, I'm like, that's a completely made up thing, and you're all insane. Explain to me runner's high.
Yeah, so I feel like it just depends on what you're doing, because if you're running like short sprints, there's no way you can lock in. Because it's like you have to be locked into what you're doing, so you can't like lock out. But if you're doing like a longer race or a longer run, you're able to just be
How
like,
long?
oh, okay.
How long do I have to run to get the runner's high? That's what I want to know.
Well,
I will try it.
as long as it's just like a casual run. Like if you're working out, you probably can't lock out of it because you need to make sure you're hitting your paces, doing your tempo, whatever. But if it's just like a joy run, you can definitely get your runner's high.
I don't think
I would
so.
say a mile.
Marissa's like, no.
starts with a mile.
My producer's saying, I saw you run this morning. There's no runner's high. Marissa, May 27th, I think we should go to UCLA. It's on. I'm not kidding.
I love it.
I don't live far away. I think everybody should be able to. I know I'm not running. They're talking to me in my ear. Absolutely not. Your rival is Keely Hodgkinson.
Yeah.
Friendly rivalry? That's fun.
I would say pretty friendly. I mean, we're not
respectful.
battering people like each other like, oh my God, I'm going to definitely kill you at Worlds. Not at all.
But you guys motivate it. Because I'm trying to think of what motivates you. It's joy.
Yeah.
And there's got to be some, you want to be the best.
I mean, I think deep down, of course, I know that there's other athletes who are, trying to get to where I'm at. So that definitely is something that I'm like, okay, I gotta keep myself on the quote unquote throne and keep myself up there. So of course I'm not taking any day at practice for granted or, not doing anything but my best out there because I know that I basically have what is it called? An arrow on my back that people are shooting for.
Yes.
So.
Now, like those TikTokers that are always on the street and they're like, what do you do for it? Like, I'd walk by, it would be like, model, right? Like, and you have dabbled into I'd be like, what does this model do? What about that world? You're interested in fashion. You had a couple of amazing opportunities. What has that all been like?
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying this since I was younger. I've always wanted to be inside of that world. I used to model in the kitchen just for literally no reason, but just for fun. And it was
look at this, that's your walk.
Very different. So I finally definitely got a chance to walk in New York Fashion Week with Nike in October. It was so scary.
Why?
Well, just because it was my first time ever stepping out there and no experience.
Did they put you in Nikes? Or were you wearing heels? I was going to say, that's terrifying.
We were in Nikes.
Nikes, okay.
But I don't know, I really enjoy dressing up. I feel like it kind of just is a stress reliever. It's just a way to get my creativity out.
Athing, look at these looks.
I really do.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. Styled by myself, by the way.
Is that true?
It's so true.
Oh, that's so irritating. Like what? Like, are you bad at anything? Do you have anything that you're like? What? Anything?
No, because I can also sing and dance. So.
Gosh, you can sing and dance! I can't handle it. Okay, well, here's something I'm really bad at, and it's running. Are we doing the running thing? The game? I don't just, where do I see it? I don't know if I see it here. We're gonna, here it goes. I was prepping for your appearance. I got out of the car this morning, and Marissa, who you met, who walked you up, this is me running, okay?
Not bad.
First of all, here's my question. What is wrong with my feet? Why are the bottom half of from my knees down, I've lost complete control? Athing, assess what's going on here. It's okay, I can take it.
Yeah, so.
Give me the Kersey treatment. Wow, she just went, oh no. What should I do with that?
I would say you might need to just get a couple more of those in, and I think as you progress, it'll look a little more smooth and not as
What is this?
aggressive.
Now, granted, I will say this, aggressive! I haven't had a coffee yet, Athing.
It's okay, me neither.
Oh, well, okay. Oh, wow, this is really going down the tubes. Okay, well, after my breathtaking athletic display there, I would like you to pick of the following. I would not, but Marissa would like you to. Me versus random animals, she decided. Do you think that I'm faster than a corgi dog? I hate you, Marissa. You're such a jerk. Who's faster?
I would say probably
the dog. The little dog. I don't know the answers.
Probably the
Are the answers in here? We don't know. We don't know the answers? Oh, I thought we knew the answers. Me versus a polar bear. I feel like they're sneaky fast, and their stride is like.
You might be able to get the polar bear.
Thanks.
I think so.
Okay, I can get the polar bear. How about a raccoon? No, there's no chance.
Oh, raccoons are very sneaky and fast. So
Yeah, probably, and they're like elusive. Yeah, they got like
Scavengers.
jukes. All right, a mountain goat. Mountain goats are lazy.
I've never seen. I did not even know mountain goats existed.
Listen,
so
you know they existed? I thought you were going to say you didn't know that they ran. She would give it to me. You're making a comeback here. Okay, and then me versus a squirrel. No chance.
Oh, no, not at all.
No chance. I've tried chasing squirrels. It doesn't work.
They'd probably break your ankles.
They would break my ankles.
Unintentional.
Unbelievable. Do you, before I let you go, do you consider yourself a role model? Like, do you think about that in everything that you do? Since you're doing so many different things at such a young age.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, with just social media being such a huge thing nowadays, I get so many DMs by like younger athletes who are like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? What's your workout? Like, when's your next race? You know, just trying to figure out, trying to see more things about me, and I think just to help better themselves as an athlete, and also just as most of the time young women as well. And so it's one of those things that you definitely have to carry as being such a really good athlete, especially in your sport or your event discipline. And so I just like to make sure I'm being my authentic self, because I think that's what a lot of people enjoy the most about me, besides just being on the track and doing all these things great and, having all these accolades, just to show that you don't really have to try too hard to do these great things. And, if you just continue to do all the things that you believed in from the beginning, all things will, fall in your lap.
It's so true. An authentic self, it doesn't have to be one thing. Like I was even just gonna, because you're a woman in sports.
Yeah.
This week, the biggest story in sports was about the NCAA women's tournament.
Exactly.
And how that went. And there were so many layers to that. I don't really want to get that deep into it. But what was the sort of your takeaway watching that go on, where it's like you can be competitive, but you can't be demonstrative. You can take a victory lap, but you can't. When I saw, a lot of confidence out there, but I know there's a lot of layers. What did you think about that?
Well, I mean, I think at the end of the day, women aren't really emphasized in sports at all. So when we do get a chance to be in the spotlight and we are our authentic selves, I don't really think it should be, taken for granted or, spoken about in any other type of way, because we're just expressing ourselves, We want to have that moment where we're like, yeah, this is us. We just did that. Like, we accomplished this, If I'm out there running and I continue to stack up these goals, I want to express myself on the track. I want to show the world, like, I'm proud of myself. And I was able to accomplish this big thing. I want the world to know, like, I worked hard for this and this is my moment. So, I mean, I'm all for women expressing themselves out there on the field, because they've worked hard for it. It's not like it just came, by magic.
Didn't come any differently than it comes to a man when they want to celebrate or express
all.
themselves at all. So I agree. My take is you see two confident women. There's a lot of different layers to it, but ultimately, women won the week, because a lot of people who want to say that they don't support women in sports or they wouldn't go, like, they not only went and watched, but they sure did have opinions and talked about it afterwards. So 9.9 million views later on that. That's more than NFL games. Like, that's more than any MLS game in all of history, reportedly. So that's pretty amazing. Okay, I'm going to let you go. But do you want to do like a runway walkout?
Oh my God.
Look how short I am.
Oh my God,
what?
stop.
Tell me. You won't?
I haven't had coffee today. I don't
have
have the
coffee.
energy.
I have to do that. Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. Look at this vision. Oh, come on, show me your runway walk. We're gonna run a walk.
Oh my gosh! Not in real life, guys. This only can happen on camera.
Okay, she's like, look at me, don't. Let's go! Athing Mo, everybody! Coming to another Olympic medal near you. Yes, we'll be back on Open Adams. You're amazing.
Let's not get that on camera.
No. You're like, no.
World tight end, the 6'7" freak. You can call me the GOAT. Gronkowski. Touchdown!
Oh my goodness.
Go.
Holy guacamole!
I'm the greatest of all time. Yo, they call me GOAT.
Time to welcome in four-time Super Bowl champion. He doesn't have a gold medal like Athing Mo, but he's our FanDuel family. We love him. He's all over the place as always. Gronkowski, hello.
What's up, Kay? How you doing? I'm back.
You're back. How much FanDuel swag do you have?
I have a lot of FanDuel swag. I actually wore this to my workout earlier this morning. I got a little corrective type of workout in today where you just do correctives. You get everything back on the pace. You get everything activated. It's just a feel-good workout, nothing too serious. And I had my FanDuel shirt on, so I was just feeling really good during it.
What is correct? What do you mean nothing? Like you're doing like jazzercise? Like you're doing like 2-pound weights?
So, kind of like, if you're sore, if your muscles are a little out of place, you're just kind of activating them. You're putting them back in the place where they should be because you've been working out. Like you take a couple hits in football, so you're a little out of place.
Yeah.
So you do corrective workouts to get everything, where it's supposed to be.
Gronk, did you take a couple of hits in football? Because you certainly were playing. You, as usual, took over the interwebs. This was this Top Gun-style beach volleyball game in the Bahamas with a lot of your old teammates and a lot of your close friends. Tom Brady, Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, Blaine Gabbert was out there. Tell me everything you can about this momentous occasion.
Yeah, it was just a great time, man. We were out there in the Bahamas. It was a little kind of a little get together of all of Tom's close buddies, you know, for a little retirement party for himself. And it was just a wonderful time. Everything went so smooth. It was just so great to get the band back together. The last time we did was actually 80 for Brady when Amendola was there and Julian and myself. So, Tom, I love when you do things like this. You got us together. Back for 80 for Brady. You got us together, back together at the Bahamas. So keep it up. Keep finding things to get the band back together, because every time we are back together, we have a great time. We reminisce about all the good times we had back in the days, all the championships that we won, and we bust each other's jock straps all the time, too.
Okay. No Derby for you boys this year?
Nah, no Derby. I went to the Derby one time about a couple years ago, about 6 years ago, and you know, that's all.
Yeah,
not this year again.
You came, saw, and conquered. Hey, who out on there? Who still has it in playing the NFL? You're working out. You're obviously, like, you know, Edelman, Danny. Danny just got a job with the Raiders, which is amazing, and congratulations to him. He's working with the wide receivers out there, and Josh McDaniels. Which one of those guys, Tom included, still has it and can play?
All right, so between the band that got back together, we got Tom, we got Julian, we got Danny, and we got myself. Are we talking about Blaine and Brian Hoyer? We know that they can still play, okay. Blaine and Brian Hoyer. But we're talking about just the band. And I would say that out of all four of us who can still play, I would say all four of us could still play in the NFL. So that's scary. That is some scary news right there, let me tell you.
It is. I saw a video of you on a golf cart in Edelman that might have been a career-ending injury if you hadn't matured the way you guys have. It's really quite incredible.
What are you talking about? What's the video that you saw on us?
I think I saw
Nantucket?
No, I think it was I don't know. There was a video floating around about how Edelman was trying to grab onto your golf cart. You were on two different golf carts. Was that not from this trip?
Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if you were going way back in the day, because about 6 years ago, we went to Nantucket for, I forgot what the occasion was for. I forgot what it's called. That big, huge party that they throw in Nantucket. I think it's right on Memorial Day weekend. It's just mayhem. It's just a wild time. And Julian and I were on back of a golf cart, and we were pretty hammered. And next thing you know, the golf cart just broke and it went flying. The two front tires went up in the air and we landed on the ground. It's all over Barstool. And we didn't even know. We forgot about it because we were a little tipsy. So we kind of didn't really remember it. And then 2 days later, it was all over Barstool. And Julian and I were at practice and we saw it. And we both looked at each other like, what the heck? Like, is this for real? Like, I don't remember this. He's like, I don't remember it either. So I wasn't sure if you were talking about that time, but we're more mature now, more grown up. So he's just trying to grab my golf cart now instead of tipping golf carts.
And you love to see it. We love to see the character arc of you and all of those guys. Okay, let's talk about the Patriots a little bit, because that's how you met those guys, some of your best friends in your entire life. Now, they're in the headlines right now because there's apparently some tension between Bill Belichick, your former coach, and the quarterback, Mac Jones. And apparently, reportedly, Bill is shopping Mac, potentially trying to find a trade partner for that. Could you see the Patriots and Mac Jones parting ways?
I think that was fake news. There was just too much turnover this year. I mean, he already got a new offensive coordinator that he brought into place. Just the whole offensive staff was basically turned over this year. And then if you're shipping your quarterback, that's just too much turnover to have in the NFL in one season, and to possibly to be able to compete the following year. So I don't think that's real news. I think that is fake news. But in the future, if Mac Jones doesn't put it together this year with Billy O'Brien and all that, I could see that being a possibility after this season. But I don't think that was true over this offseason so far, and I just got to stamp that as fake news.
Fake news. Well, what if it's unless it's all like a precursor to landing Lamar Jackson? Do you think Lamar would be a good fit with Bill?
I think he would be a good fit in a way. but at the same time, I don't think he would be a good fit. It kind of goes both ways because he wants a quarterback, that I feel like Coach Belichick would always kind of dreamed of a quarterback on top of, just not just a pocket passer, but like a Lamar Jackson type.
Yeah.
The one that can be able to run the ball as well. And I just feel like he likes those type of quarterbacks from all the times he talked about them in meetings and stuff when we were going against them. So that's why it would be a good fit, but it wouldn't be a good fit at the same time because he has to pay him $50+ million, and he's not paying $50+ million for a quarterback.
Word.
So therefore, it's not a good fit right off the bat because of that reason. So I don't think that's going to go down at all.
Gronk, telling it like it is. NFL draft, we'll see. And I love that you love Bill O'Brien. You've talked about it on our show, and you think he'll be a huge difference maker. Mac has got to get it together with his offensive coordinator. Hey, Gronk Beach inspired something. It inspires many. It really is. That it's an inspirational event that occurs yearly. And now Travis Kelce, who is on fire right now, is creating something called Kelce Jam. He's got Machine Gun Kelly, Ricky Rose, Tech Nine, a local boy. What advice would you give him in hosting one of these weekends?
I'm not really sure I have to give him too much advice. I mean, Travis Kelce has just been on an absolute rampage right now. I mean, he just won the Super Bowl. He has 2 Super Bowl rings now. He's been dominating at the tight end position for the last freaking 5 years. He's at top of his game. And also just the way that he hosts Saturday Night Live as well. The pressure to be able to host Saturday Night Live and deliver the way that he delivered. The Kelce Jam is going to be easy. That's going to be a piece of cake for him after doing that Saturday Night Live. He's going to just show up, turn up, Travis, just bring the energy. That's all you got to do when you throw a party like this. And let me tell you, he showed up to the Gronk Beach Fest last year at the draft when it was in Vegas, and he turned up. He's ready for this. He's made for it. And this year, the draft is in Kansas City. They just won the Super Bowl, so it couldn't be a better fit. Kelce Jam, if you're there at the draft, you guys better be there. It's going to be a show. Travis always brings the heat, so he's got great performers as well. So medium rare, they're putting on the party. They're the ones who throw Gronk Beach, so props to them. Yeah. Yes, they always throw a great party, hands down. They always have great performers, so it's going to be a good time. If you're there, you got to show up for sure.
We love that. Now, among the million things that you're doing, and you should go to, it sounds like you should go to a Kelce Jam instead of the Derby. That sounds like a nice little end of the month activity for you. But there was this discourse, and I forgot that it was April 1st, and most of the internet did. And it's you and former NFL great and sort of scary guy, Sean Merriman. He's lovely, he's wonderful, but he's kind of scary. This was fake. Although, Lights Out does have stuff that actually goes on. Sean Merriman has an event and has a team there. If this were to actually play out, Gronk, how would you fare against Sean?
I don't think I would win. I think Sean Merriman's an absolute beast. He's an animal. I was actually scared to even face him when I was in the NFL. I just remember just how vicious he was at the University of Maryland when he was there. My brother went to the University of Maryland when he was there, so I've been always following Sean Merriman since the college days. But absolute animal, absolute beast. I don't think I would fare too well. I wouldn't go down, though, easily. I would definitely, put up a fight. But in the end, the guy's been training MMA style for how many years he's ever been out of the NFL for. He's just, arms are twice the size of mine. So I would give it a fight, but I think in the end, he would come down with the victory. But if I trained for maybe 2 years or a year or so, I would put up a better fight. Then I would possibly have a good chance. But, he's just too technical in that game, in the MMA world. So I'll give him, I'll give him the advantage there.
Did you ever dabble? I know you did WWE. Any MMA, thoughts about boxing? Any UFC vibes for you at all?
No, not really. I mean, I've already gotten my head pounded in and my body pounded in enough over the last 11 years. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if someone wanted to throw some extremely huge offer to me to fight someone, then possibly, but it would just have to be outrageous. Give me 6 months. It would just have to be an outrageous offer. And that's the only way I would think about it.
Okay, so let's say it's 10 mil. 10 mil set up a major prize fight between you and any NFL player, current or former. Who would you like to go up against? Who would be the biggest draw?
The biggest draw. Oh, man.
You versus Kelce, I bet.
Yeah, that would be a good draw. Me versus Travis. I mean, he's got his podcast right now, so.
You versus Tom!
We would, yeah. That wouldn't be a big draw. That wouldn't be a big
You
draw.
fighting Tom Brady? You don't think? Are you crazy?
That would be a big draw, but not like that. I mean, I wouldn't go versus like a former NFL player, current, but it would be cool to like whoever. I don't know. We would have to get creative. I mean, have to be in the wrestling world to fight someone in the wrestling world. But also, I don't want to fight someone where I know they're going to knock me out in like 10 seconds. Like, I want to at least think I have a chance.
Like you versus Teddy Bruschi goes to 10 rounds.
All right, I'll take Teddy. Let's do it, Teddy. Let's go.
I don't think you'd have to.
Let's Stadium here in Foxborough.
I don't think we could do. You guys could do like a tag team thing, like you and your Gronk brothers up against the Kelce's. There's a whole thing to be worked out here that I'm sure your team's doing. Okay, we were checking out your Twitter yesterday. And we were cracking up. We have this like conference room. We're all eating donuts and hanging out. Like, oh, Gronk's coming out tomorrow. And we were looking at your Twitter likes, Gronk, and it is so funny the things that you latch onto and like. So we decided to create a little game here. We're gonna go inside your mind, and you have to just tell me, why did you like this? First tweet. It's Miles Teller, Eagles fan. What did you like about this particular picture?
All right. Well, I met Miles Teller when I was over New Year's this year when we were in St. Bart's, and he's just a great guy. I loved everything about him. I've been a big fan of him over the last, decade, just all the movies he has done. So on top of him being a great guy, he also has a great dog. He has a French bulldog, and I also have a French bulldog as well. So we hit it off from the beginning. When we met each other, and we just kept talking about our French bulldogs as well the whole entire night. So when I saw him post that picture, I gave it a like just like that because I love Frenchies, and I got to meet Bugs one day, that's for sure.
You got to meet Bugs. You and Miles Teller in St. Bart's talking about your love of the French bulldog really warms my heart. It's very heartening. Okay, up next, this college basketball tweet. Now listen, Gronk, you liked this tweet multiple times, like 3 times. Why?
It's just legendary. I just love that guy just running down the court. He falls, he trips, he's jogging down the court. He's the last one. He's limping with the injury. He gets the ball, and then he just makes an unbelievable pass to get the assist. So how can you just got to watch the video to know why I liked it. Like it's kind of hard to explain why I liked it, but you just watch it and you know why I liked it.
Yeah, I think it deserves a retweet. Once you like something 3 different times and different accounts, like I think it should get the Gronk retweet, just saying.
All right. I should, and I kind of want to meet the guy too. That made that pass.
Yeah, big man falls, makes a nice pass. All right, then we've got DJ Steve Aoki. Steve Aoki is delivering, this is what he does. He's with the fans and he throws the cake with excellent form.
Yes, that is great form, actually. I feel like he would be able to be an NFL quarterback. Definitely with that form. I mean, I feel like he could toss the ball 60 yards. He's tossing a cake that's probably about 4 to 5 pounds.
Yeah.
With that accuracy as well is just surreal. And that's why I liked it. I've seen many videos of Steve Aoki tossing cakes at people, but that one was the most impressive because of how far it was, the accuracy, the speed, and how he just hit his target right on the money. And that's why I hit the like button.
Would he be a good fit for Bill Belichick?
He would be a great fit for Bill Belichick. He would be DJing the whole locker room, getting everyone amped up so they're ready to go out on the field and perform for the Patriots and for Bill Belichick. So he would have to love them no matter what.
Gronky's a lefty.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. He would have to work with it. He's got to make adjustments. Like Coach always says, you got to make adjustments. So, Coach, you got to make adjustment with Steve Aoki as your quarterback. Okay,
here's one more. But maybe do 1 or 2 more. Let you go. This is you liked this. Why did you like this on Twitter, Gronk? It's Ciara and Russell Wilson.
Oh, I mean, I just thought Ciara's her moves going through the bags were just very impressive. Just her footwork. Look at that. I was just very impressed with her footwork going through the cones and going over the bags. So I just had to hit the like button. It was pretty dope how fast she went through. That's actually faster than I would say than most NFL players going through the bags and cones. So I was just impressed with just her agility. So I hit the like button.
And she's got heels on, so that's on the White House lawn. I just thought that was very funny that you liked that. Last one for you. You like to tweet, Gronk, from 50 Cent. And it's about his friendship with Eminem. Why did you like this?
I don't really remember liking this one, but just thinking about it off the top of my head, You know, I've always been a big Eminem fan, 50 Cent fan as well. They just got great songs. And I just kind of liked it because I would say like friendship, lasting to have friends like for that long, from 2003 to 2022, just to see a bond like that. There's so many people out there that are always arguing versus each other, always going to war with each other.
Yeah.
There's all these arguments every time you sign on or look at news. So this is just great. 50 Cent's just putting some positive vibes out there that, friendships do last. And it's been 20 years that they've been friends, and it's great to see that in the music industry.
We love that. We'll see that with you and Tom in 6 years, and then when Tom has his unretirement party in a couple of months, we're looking forward to getting the photos and the video from that, Gronk.
Yes, there we go. Now we're talking.
You're the best. French Bulldogs with Miles Teller. That's the best thing I've heard all day. We appreciate you. Thanks for wearing your FanDuel gear and always being so awesome. We will talk to you. He's saying no chance. Mac is staying in New England, everybody. We'll be back. Why are we showing this? You guys slow-mo'd that. You guys edited that, put it in slow-mo, and superimposed really bad running feet on that human being. I hate you guys. Hamilton, what a day.
What a day. I was hoping we were going to bump back in with that running footage.
It's doctored, obviously.
Can I peel back the fourth wall here with our conversation about this yesterday?
Yeah.
So we were talking about, you're like, what's one of the slowest 40s ever? I was like, I remember Orlando Brown Jr. ran like a 5.85, and that was, that was definitely up there. And you're like, oh, I could beat that easily. I'm like, okay, like these are, even like though that's slow for a professional athlete, that's still kind of fast for a normal human being. And after seeing this, that's probably about 7 seconds right there. Okay?
It's like a bunny hop. Like, what are we doing? She said it was aggressive. She didn't know what to say. And I mean, did I really need I don't know, my hair, Athing Mo coming in here, and she's like the most stunning thing I've ever seen in my life, and she's like she's so Gen Z, and I'm here wearing like sneakers and tights, like the most millennial, like Nike free whatever shoes. It's not a good look. Not a good look today. I could have brought more.
She was so composed. She had such a thoughtful answer for everything, and she was just so speechless watching.
But she's just like I am. We share this thing, me and her, about just joyful,
Yeah, joyful.
You just always have to be joyful, just no matter what. Like me.
Yep.